I backed Private Eye in the morning at $3.40 and $3.30. But if you have a look at the fluctuations there with the tab open 240, drifted as high as 340, 330, and then was crunching. Now, these are the finishing prices on Betfair 226 and 228, and on Best Tote 220. These are all the bookies here, 215, between 210 and 220, basically. The other horse that I backed in the race was the winner, Pericles, and I waited on Pericles and backed on Betfair at around that $11 mark. I averaged for Pericles. So I handled this race really well. Got the right result as well, but I don't handle them all, obviously, this good price-wise. I'm not talking about the result here. I'm talking about the price. I make mistakes as well, taking price, but the price is the key. When do you bet? Like, that's a really, really hard part about punting in 2025. When do you bet? Back in the day, on the racetrack, back when I was talking about when I started, my job was working on the ground. So I'd be looking at all the prices, and you can get a real idea when things firmed. So things would firm on the rails, and you'd run out to the outer or the end of the rails and back the horse at overs or the price that they were taking. So horse might be going off at 4-1, and they'd be smashing it everywhere. You go out the back and get a bit of 9-2 or $5.50, back it to win 5 or 10,000. Keep that bet, lay it back shorter. So my schooling, thanks to Sean, was very much around the value. And people get so focused on form. I like Private Eye. I like Pericles. No, I like Lineback. But it doesn't really, I mean, it does matter how you select the horse, obviously. But if you backed every favorite, for example, throw the form out the window and you just backed every favorite and you were taking this sort of a price that I took 340 and 330 about horses that are starting 220. Obviously, you can't do that. But I'm just saying, if you did do that, you would finish with a lot of money without actually crushing and laying them back. The reason you would finish with money is because over time. So if I go and test firming horses at top fluctuation or big firmers with the tab, so if you back all the horses that are get crunched in 3 or 4 turns, you win 30 at once. You win 30% on turnover. You can't get those prices, but what you can do is attempt to get the best price by firstly in 2025. People a lot of the time don't realize that there are you can shop for odds, but people seem nowadays in 2025 not to give a shit about price and the price that they take. And it is so important because if you're it doesn't matter. People say, oh well, it won, it doesn't matter. I'm happy just to back a winner. But over time, if you're serious about punting, it'll catch up with you if you're taking the wrong price, and it will eventually lead to you losing. It doesn't matter how good your form is.